They got that.
Taylor Lewan. Is anybody even remote? Because yesterday, this is the way Browns fans are. We're so thirsty that when we hear a top name player is being cut, we're like, sign him.
No,
I'm so thirsty.
No,
give me Taylor Lewan.
the Browns are not.
I don't want him. He does
The Browns are
nothing for me.
spending no money on the offensive line. None.
And they shouldn't.
Really.
Yeah.
They'll bring in. I shouldn't say none.
They're going to pick up.
They're going to bring like a swing tackle in for $2 million, something like that, maybe. That's it. They're not spending. They're already spending a boatload of money. Their starting offensive line is the same.
Yeah.
Unless they bring Pochich back, then they'd spend some money.
Right.
If not, they're going to go with Nick Harris at center and hope he can transition into it this year. But they're not spending money on a tackle. They just re-signed Conklin, and they're not giving up on Jedrick Wills.
Now,
this guy's been hurt.
He's not going to get commanding money.
No, but
because he's played so little over the last 3 seasons.
There'll be a team like the Bengals who might sign him to start. This is going to be another team that needs a tackle more, that they'll take a chance on him. The Browns are not signing him. There's no chance.
I think this is going to sound like a hot take. I think offensive linemen is about to become running backs. I look at
that'd be a mistake.
Be a big mistake.
Well, I think there.
You mean devalued by GMs?
Yes, there are 5 or so elite guys at the top, and then a bunch of Jags. And I'm looking around, and when I started seeing these teams putting rookies in, and
look at Pochich. Pochich was a plug-in.
You got Pochich, and he's
but that doesn't happen that way that often.
The Jags are making $15 million on the offensive line.
Crazy.
That's why I disagree with that they're going to go the way of the running back.
Yeah.
Because that's why the Browns re-signed Jack Conklin. We thought Conklin was ready for retirement home.
Yeah.
And they just gave him a massive extension.
I don't understand.
That's how hard it is to find that position, and they feel like they're better off with the devil they know than going out and trying to find the unknown.
But that devil's getting older and showing real signs of decline.
Absolutely.
I don't understand what happened with that.
They feel like if he's healthy, he's still good.
And
that's why
James Hudson isn't ready. We saw Hudson get absolutely cooked in Pittsburgh again, second year in a row. Early in the year, I thought, wow, okay, I think they got something here with Hudson. And by the end of the year, he's scrambled eggs.
Pittsburgh can make a lot of mediocre guys look like they're just off the street. And that's what they've done to him over and over again.
Lewan's
going to start somewhere next year. He'd be a backup here. He's not starting ahead of
Wills. He's going to go, right. He's going to go to a team.
If he's healthy, I think he's better than Wills.
Well,
yeah, but
the problem is, that's the gamble.
He played like 2 games last year.
People may not want to hear.
Wasn't it 2 ACLs too?
Yeah,
he's had 2 ACL injuries in the last 3 years. He's played in 20 of the last 51 possible games for the Titans.
And he's going to make a boatload of dough in the podcast game.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even need to play.
Lewan may have a year or 2 left in him at max. Jedrick Wills is going to be here a while. People may not like to hear that, but he's not going anywhere. So that's your left tackle. They're not going to bring in a guy for a year or 2, and that's the guy that they're looking at to be here for the next 5 to 10.
All of those guys up front make over $10 million. All of them.
Yeah. Well, right now they don't have a center.
It's the going rate for it's like quarterbacks. The going rate for a quarterback, good to great, is a lot of money now. Offensive linemen are the same way. You don't find cheap dudes anymore.
That's right.
You can't.
No.
Well, listen.
If you want to be good there and you're making a commitment, that's why I think Callahan is the underrated MVP of this team.
100%.
Because what he's done, I mean, even with Pochich, nobody predicted he was going to come in here and have that kind of success.
He was a bust in Seattle.
When they signed him, we all looked around and said, who?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, the guy's playing at a Pro Bowl caliber. I mean, he got hurt, but I mean,
and credit to him. I think I mentioned this on the show. We had a conversation about it toward the end of the year, and he said he came here because of Bill Callahan. He wanted to work with Callahan.
Interesting.
And he wanted to work with the Browns strength coach. He liked their
by the way,
2 great guards.
Talking about winning the postseason, Callahan had a chance to leave, and they kept him.
Yeah.
So that's another win in the column.
Here's what I'll say for them keeping Conklin and Jedrick Wills. We talk about it all the time. They're going all the way in, right? I've always said I don't have no time to be figuring out whether rookies and guys off the street can play. So I know you could play to some degree. I know you could play to some degree.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to make sure you get your bag, and I don't got time to be breaking people in. So that is another show of the Browns are all the way in.
Yeah, they feel like Wills is good enough.
Now here, you got to add to it. I don't have no problem if you're going to spend the money. But don't get cheap on me when these free agents come around, or if you're thinking about a trade that might not be good in 3 years. We're not looking for a 3-year window here, people. We're looking for 1 to 2. And guess what? You might have to overpay. You may not get anything from a guy in 3 years, but you are all in everywhere.
We might be looking at a 6-game window.
No, that's
because if it doesn't get off the runway properly, then whole lot of folks are looking around saying, "What now?"
Hey, you worry about 4 years from now. I'll worry about that later, man.
All right. Very good. I'm out of stuff on Taylor Lewan. Anybody have anything else?
We just needed to address it because it was getting hot on Twitter yesterday, and sometimes people ask us.
Let me explain something to you about Browns fans.
Yeah,
every player that gets cut, Browns fans want to sign him. Every player. If he ever was good, ever. He could be good 10 years ago.
He could play receiver right, too. They'd be like, yeah, Taylor Lewan, yeah, man, we ready to go. You'd be like, no, he's not.
I'm surprised we didn't get more, should we sign Robert Woods tweets?
Oh, we did. But I thought that one was too absurd to even acknowledge.
Yeah, but they're going to, I mean, like I said, the fan base is thirsty, man. Yeah. And anytime we see a recognizable name who's in the clear, we immediately start thinking about, well, let's bring him in here.